Yo people, welcome back to another video. So yeah, bit of a different type of video, but I'm here to discuss EFL Championship videos. Sorry I couldn't record a video, but yeah, I will just do it like this audibly. So yeah, first game of course is Burnley vs Huddersfield. I'm going 2-1 Burnley. I'm not going to give much reasoning. And then I've gone 2-0 to Blackpool. And I've gone with Cardiff versus Norwich. I think Cardiff 2-0. And I am going with 1-0 to Swansea versus Rotherham. And I'm going with 2-1 for QPR. Luton Birmingham. It's a tough game to predict, of course. But I think 2-1 to the town is going to do it. Hull City versus Bristol City. I am going with Hull City 1-0 to Hull City. Wigan versus Preston. I have gone for 2-0 to Preston. Millwall versus Stoke City. I have gone with 2-0 to Millwall. Middlesbrough versus West Brom. I am thinking of a 2-1 Middlesbrough win. Sunderland versus Coventry. Apologies for that. I have gone for a 1-0 Coventry win. I think Coventry might do it. And then Watford versus Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United will do it 1-0. So yeah, that's all my predictions. I have got Silas, Tibos TV, his predictions, and Lewis from Perry Sports predictions. So yeah, stay tuned. Their predictions are coming right now.
Alright, hello people. Obviously it's me, Tyler, from T-Boys TV, and Hanno has asked me if I could do some predictions for the upcoming championship games for the weekend. Just like to say quickly, obviously me, paying a lot more attention to the championship since my team have been in it. I'm so glad that it's back. Feels like it's been a lot longer, but it obviously hasn't due to the World Cup, being in November. But yeah, let's just get straight into the game. So Huddersfield versus Burnley is the first game. It's going to be an interesting one. Both teams obviously getting used to new playing styles essentially. I think the Huddersfield manager, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's going to try to play similar to the previous one. But it's going to be different at the end of the day, like how it works out and that sort of thing. And Burnley obviously got in company. You know what their aims are going to try and be, go straight back up. But it's going to be interesting because obviously Burnley haven't been in the Championship, for God knows how long. And Huddersfield obviously got in the playoffs last year. I'm going to say, I don't think there'll be a lot of goals. I'm going to go 1-0 to Burnley. Blackpool Reading, for me, it's not going to be an overly great game. I'm not convinced with the Blackpool manager, like I've said on my own channel. I do think he has done some good signings, bringing in players from Liverpool, Man City, Reece Williams, and then a Man City youngster. Obviously, they would have trained and played with the world-class players in both of them sides. And Reece Williams, he is a championship player, in my opinion. Blackpool, Reading, I'm going to go with a 2-0. Reading have done some good business as well. They always seem to sign these big-name attackers. Like they've brought in Shane Long this time round. I think that'll work out compared to previous ones that hasn't worked out before, like the likes of Andy Carroll. For me, it should be working for Championship standard. But he is quite a lazy player. And Tom Ince, that ain't really seemed to work even when he was at my club, Luton Town. So, yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 Blackpool. Cardiff, Norwich. It's an interesting one. I feel this could be a bit of a sticky one for Norwich at times, but I think they'll eventually break through, essentially. I'm going to say a 2-1 to Norwich. I think it will be difficult. I do, to be fair. Rotherham, Swansea. It depends, really. It depends. Rotherham have done some good business this season. I still think they'll go down, but I don't think they'll finish rock bottom this time. They've obviously got Kyoso, who's a very good player for them, from my club, Luton. And they signed Tom Eves as well from Hull, who's a very good striker. I just think Swansea will edge it, though. yeah, I reckon Swansea will be one of the teams in and around that playoff battle. I think there'll be a lot this season, like there was last season, but I think there'll be even more this season. So I'm going to say 1-0 Swansea. I think it'll be tough. So yeah. Next game, Blackburn versus QPR. Now, QPR, I'm not really convinced about them this season. Like, I'm looking at their managerial situations and who's the coach in there. I'm just not overly convinced. They've lost quite a lot of good attacking players. Blackburn, again, I'm not really convinced with their manager's situation and that sort of thing, but they have still got Diaz. I'm surprised no Premier League clubs tried to go in for him, to be fair. I'm going to say 2-1 Blackburn for that game. Next game is obviously my team, Luton, taking on Birmingham. Now, last season, we lost 8-0 on aggregate to them, 3-0 away and 5-0 at home. This time round, I think it's going to be completely different. I look at the business Luton have done. We've extended upon our team. Birmingham don't have the likes of Chong, who tore us apart last time, literally. Lyle Taylor, obviously, he's back at Nottingham Forest. They've still got good players, but I think with what we've added in as well, I think we should have enough to beat them, personally. We do well first game of the season as well. Since being back in the Championship, we haven't lost. I do think it'll be a close game. I'm going to go 2-1. And do you know what? For this one, I'll do goal scorers. For them, I reckon Bakuna, he's probably the one player in their team I'll take, being totally honest. And as for Luton, I'm going to go Adebayo and Doherty. I think Doherty was exceptional against West Ham. And I think he might bag himself a goal here, to be fair. So, yeah, that's what I reckon for that. Next game, Hull City versus Bristol City. Hull, I think they'll have a better season than last season. I think they'll finish quite a lot higher. It could go two ways for them with all the transfers they've done. It could go left or it could go positive. But yeah, taking on Bristol City, who I still don't think will do overly great. They have done some good signings, like Naismith from my club. I don't think it's going to be a massive game, like in the facts that it's going to be a lot of goals. I'm going to go 1-0 Bristol City. And then the next game, Wigan, Lancashire derby, Wigan versus Preston. Even though it is a derby, I just don't think there's going to be a lot going on here. I think it's going to be end-to-end, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of balls in the back of the net, essentially. So I'm going to go 0-0 for that game. So yeah, just a few more to predict. Let me just double check them. Millwall versus Stoke. Now, I think this has potential to be game of the weekend. I think it could be very end-to-end. Both teams have done very good signings at this transfer window as well. Obviously, Millwall, Jed Wallace, who was probably their best midfielder. Well, definitely one of their best players. Obviously left. Obviously they've brought in Honeyman from Hull, which I think is a very good signing personally. They've got a Phobie as well, another good attacker. Signed another good midfielder as well, but I can't think who it is from the top of my head. Whereas Stoke have signed Dwight Gale. For them, for the Championship, he's gonna do really well in my opinion. Signed another good player, but I can't actually remember who it is. My head's just gone blank. So yeah, I do think it has potential to be game of the weekend. I am going to go over draw for this game. I was thinking 2-2, but I'm going to go over 1-1 instead. I'm going to go over 1-1, and I reckon Phobie and Gale will get the goals. Even Gale last season at Newcastle, he weren't even that main sort of player, was he? And he was still getting goals every now and then. So yeah, that's what I reckon for that. Next game, which I would say probably has the potential if West Brom didn't have Steve Bruce, because in my opinion, he's not a manager that's good for the playoffs. He's good for relegation in Premier League, but for playoffs, I'm not too sure, because that's obviously what they're going to try and do this season, especially the signings they've brung in. Middlesbrough versus West Brom. I think Middlesbrough will get playoffs this year. West Brom, yeah, I'm just not convinced with the manager. I think that's what they're going to fall short. I think they're going to have a poor start, and that's what's going to affect them in that aspect. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Middlesbrough. 2-1 Middlesbrough. And then the last two games to predict. This one is on Sunday. The only game on Sunday. Sunderland versus Coventry. How do I see this one going? Obviously, Sunderland, newly promoted team. For me personally, I think they'll stay up. I don't think they'll finish as high as certain people think they will, but I think they'll have enough to stay up. I think they'll be good in that aspect. And they should take that for their first season back in a while. Taking on Coventry, who I actually like watching them play, but I just feel their problem is a creative sort of attacker, like a goal scorer. Like I remember when they played Luton last year, they were missing that. The amount of good chances they had when Luton beat them 1-0 was incredible. That they didn't really score, to be honest with you. Sunderland at home. Do you know what? I'm going to back them to win this. I'm going to back them to win this. I'm going to go over 2-1 Sunderland for this game. And then the last game, obviously a team I don't like, Watford taking on Sheffield United. To be fair, I haven't come across any sound Sheffield United fans as of yet, so I don't really like them either. But yeah, Watford obviously will know what they'll try and aim to go straight back up. I think this will be the first year since they've been in the Championship yet again that they will not be fighting for automatic / the league. Sheffield United, they'll be going for playoffs again, maybe even higher. This could be a good game. But I don't know, I just think there'll be games that will be better, like the Millwall Stoke. But however, I am going for the same prediction as what I said for that game, which is a 1-1 between Watford and Sheffield United. So yeah, there you go. That is my predictions. Hanno obviously asked me if I could do them. So yeah, if you want to follow me across my stuff, T-Boys TV, I'm sure Hanno will put the link in the description. And then if you want to follow me across any of my socials, if you go to my recent stream, then you'll literally see it there. So yeah, and then I've got another channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra, if you could subscribe to that as well, with the notification bell on, so you never miss an upload or a scheduled stream. Mainly on there it's uploads, but still, even on this channel, or my channel, sorry, then yeah, be sure to do that. But yeah, thank you again, Hanno, for bringing me on, mate, and peace.